But you're looking chipper.
I feel good.
Yeah, you should feel good.
I love this movie.
We're rolling, so anytime.
All right, we are rolling. Well, Billy, the last time we talked, we were in Palm Springs for Throw Mama from the Train. That was a funny movie.
Thank you.
This, When Harry Met Sally, is just hilarious.
Thank you. I love this movie.
Well, I can understand that you all must have had a wonderful time doing it, because didn't you have the sense at the time that you were doing something that was going to be special?
I really did. I've never been as relaxed on a film or any project I've done as I was on this one. And it was hard because I was playing a man who's pretty depressed throughout most of the film and confused. But when you're working with Meg and Rob and Bruno and Carrie, and it was just us all the time, and mostly just Meg and I and Rob, you were the best people. And I'm in my hometown, I'm shooting in New York City and doing such good material with a director who let me go off, and said, what about it? And always willing to listen to me, to plug something new into the film, not only for me but for other people. Just whatever we did, we all were making this movie together. It was a really wonderful committee who made this movie, and that's very rare that happens. And I just love the experience.
Many of the lines then were ad-lib, evolved that way.
Well, in rehearsal. I mean, never on screen, except if there's something really sensational happens, because you have another actor, with you, and it's just not right. And but in rehearsal, and in the period once we committed to do the film, it just changed so much. We kept putting more and more things in, and I said, well, if he can say that he could say this, and I would elongate moments that were in the script and make them my own, and what we call spritz a little bit. So there was a lot of spritzing going on in rehearsal that ended up in the film. A lot of wonderful accidents, like the grapes that I excrete, that happened in rehearsal. And we were sitting on these two folding chairs, and we're going to be driving in this later, and then I said, I need something to do, or I'm just going to sit. He should be eating something. This guy should be eating. He's very oral. He's always talking, so maybe he eats funny. So with the grapes and the spitting, and put that in. And I just went, there was no car, so I'll roll the window down. And he was always challenging it. So it ended up in the film, and there were a lot of moments like that.
This is a story, of course, about relationships and two people who are just, at one another, and after many years, 11 years, they just say, hey, we love each other a lot. How did you meet your wife?
We were counselors in a day camp in Long Island, 1966, the summer of 1966. And this lovely young woman walked by in a bikini, not a real, and I went, that's a great walk. I want to meet her. Who walks like that? And they told me Janice Goldfinger. So I followed her, and I found out she was working for my brother, my oldest brother, Joel, and as a counselor. And I said, I want to meet her. She liked my middle brother. There's three of us. And then she was too young for him, and he was going with someone else, and he said, you should meet my other brother. And she met me, and then we had our first date July 25th, 1966, and we're still together.
Yes.
23 years.
Yes, that is some kind of record. In this crazy business, what do you think, besides the fact that you love one another, what do you think has held you together? You've been able to weather the storm.
Storms. If I only had one storm, boy, would I be ahead of the game? I think the fact that we really value our time together, and we really, for all of these years, have remained really close friends who really believe in one another as people and believe in our marriage, and we're very romantic. We just keep doing things to surprise each other, and after 23 years of the two of us, it keeps getting richer and deeper. And I just can't imagine being able to sit here without Janice being my support.
Has she always been wife and homemaker? Well,
she's a photographer also, but yeah, she loves that assignment. And you know, we have 2 children, and Jenny's now 16 and Lindsay's going to be 12, and we've never had help in the house or anybody. We've always been a real married couple who just do their own work and all that stuff. It's really been, to survive in this business this way, and my being on the road a lot, and the pressures of success and failure, I think it's pretty remarkable.
Yes. Do you think well, let me back up and ask you this. At home, are you funny?
Yeah, I'm pretty wild. I'm much wilder at home than I am on screen or any place else. I'm a little bit more outrageous, I think. But I think, if you came to spend time with me, you wouldn't think that I was a comedian, I don't think.
You're not that kind of funny.
No, I just think I'm unpredictable, but I just think that on the most part, those are rare moments, inspired moments that I just go a little bit wild.
How will you be when your daughters start to date and have relationships?
Well, we have a deal that they're not allowed to have sex till after I'm dead. And I think that's this. You at home can make the same deal. That's starting. That's been starting. It was a little difficult at first. These guys come to the door. Hey, how you doing? That comes to the door, and you have to be calm. And it's a little difficult. My oldest took her yesterday to the East. She's an actress, and she's very talented, and she's studying back East for 6 weeks, and that's harder. The boys are, that's going to come, but starting to say goodbye to them. She has 1 more year, and then she goes to college. That's much more difficult than boys,
Daddy is going to be a basket case.
Yeah, Daddy loves his kids. So, and I think when they're girls, I think it's even harder to say goodbye to your girls,
Well, Billy, we have to say goodbye, unfortunately.
Sorry.
But again, let me say, this is, for me, falling on the floor funny movie.
Great.
I just love it. And I hope it does gangbusters business for you.
Boy, so do I.
Thanks a lot. I hope
Okay.
to see you soon. Very nice.
Thanks.
Thanks, Billy.
Refreshing questions.